Can you do the pledge? Thanks, Dominic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Before we get started, as always, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, so would everybody please rise? And Councilman Borelli, would you lead us this evening?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please keep the families of our servicemen in our prayers, and remember that the Ferrari family is still waiting the return of their two loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. All right. Okay, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you at home for watching this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Today's date is Wednesday, August 8th, 2018, and tonight's meeting is the Town Board work session. So the first item on the agenda tonight is a public hearing in the matter of the increase and improvement of the facilities of Carmel Sewer District Number 1 in the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, for $170,000. So before we get started, for the record, all board members are present with us this evening, as is our deputy town clerk, Phyllis Borges, all the way down to my right. And down to my left is Greg Fulchetti, our Carmel Town Council as well. So at this time, Phyllis, can I ask you to read the notice of the public hearing?
Notice of public hearing. Carmel Sewer District Number 1 of the Town of Carmel, Putnam, New York. Thank you, John. Notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, will meet in the Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, in said town on August 8th, 2018, at 7:00 p.m. prevailing time, for the purpose of conducting a public hearing upon a certain map, plan, and report, including an estimate of cost in relation to the proposed to the increase and improvement of the facilities of Carmel Sewer District Number 1 in the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, the sewer district, consisting of the purchase and installation of approximately 450 linear feet of 8-inch sewer line, including 3 manholes, 2 service laterals, and restoration of New York State DOT right-of-way, including original furnishings, equipment, machinery, apparatus, appurtenances, and incidental improvements, and expenses in connection therewith at a maximum estimated cost of $170,000. The capital project described above has been determined to be a Type 2 action pursuant to the regulations promulgated under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, which such regulations provide will not result in any significant environmental adverse impacts. The plan, map, and report are available in the office of the town clerk, where they may be inspected during regular office hours. At said public hearing, said town board will hear all persons interested in the subject matter thereof. The town board will make every effort to assure that the public hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities, anybody requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk. Dated Mahopac, New York, July 17th, 2018, by order of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, Ann Spofford, Town Clerk.
Okay, great. Thank you, Phyllis. Appreciate the reading of that. At this time, I need a motion to open the public hearing. So moved by Councilwoman McDonough.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councilman Schneider and Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Open the public hearing? Aye. Okay, at this time, the public hearing is open. If there's any members of the public that are here that would like to comment on this public hearing item, come on up at this time. Okay, there being none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So moved by Councilwoman McDonough. Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the public hearing has been opened and closed with no comment from the public on this. All right, so we'll move on to the town board work session. So the first item on the work session, Police Chief Mike Kazari, Carmel Police Department. Mike, welcome. Yeah, you want to go?
Nice tan, Chief.
Police Chief Kazari is here to consider request to authorize purchase and installation of 2018 police vehicle mobile data terminal packages. Chief?
So this is the same price and the same deal that we've been doing. They haven't raised the bid price on these. It's Toughbook computers and high-speed modems that go in the car and the printer and the whole deal. 19,062 something. So please, if you would, it was in our budget. Just looking for a authorization, sir.
Okay.
Mike, Chief, I have a question for you. I noticed that we have 3 that we're looking at purchasing, 5-year, looks like the service agreement that's on that, at least?
For all the nuts and bolts, yeah.
Okay, and so these are intended to be used for 5 years. Do you know if they have 5G capability? I saw that they have the 4G LTE.
Sir, I do not know that.
Okay,
But what we've been doing is we put the computer in the car, and for the life of that car, we hope that they survive.
okay. The reason why I'm asking, I just know that there's a lot of information that's starting to be moved down from large antennas and brought down to poles. 5G is supposedly going to start to go all over telephone poles. And it would probably be a great thing for us to at least have that type of compatibility. I'm not sure, maybe whatever it is, we need them. If you could just check to see if it could be upgraded in the future, if there's a possibility of that.
I will.
If we do get that in our town, because I think it'll be something extremely beneficial for our police department. Just
They're
from,
doing something with Verizon. I'll forward you the email. I don't know the technology of it, but we're switching over the way that we connect to the server with some kind of different VPN or something. It's, I can send it to you.
Okay.
You may understand it.
thanks.
Okay, any further questions or comments for the chief regarding this budget request?
No, thanks, chief.
But Chief, we are looking at computers downstairs for the police.
Yes, thank you. We are. Yes, we are. I think we need 3 more than what we had originally put in with the
Yes.
technology. And Mr. Supervisor, did you tell the board and thank them for the sign and everything that really went well? And
Oh, I
Yes, thank
didn't
you,
mention
all
that
of you.
yet, no, chief, but, yeah.
yes,
Did
thank
we had-
thank
we had-
all of the board members. Thank you for that.
We had the dedication ceremony this evening for the lower entrance to the PD and Town Hall, dedication in memory for P.O. Gary Petropalo. And it was an excellent ceremony, chief, well-attended, and
Yeah, wonderful remarks.
it went well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks,
See
Chief.
you later.
All right, see you later. All right. Okay, next item on the agenda, waiving the notice of requirement in Section 64 of the New York State Alcohol Beverage Control Law with respect to a liquor license for Coffee Time, Inc., DBA Coffee Time. This is at the old Red Mills property on Route 6N adjacent to the Red Mills Market. It's the old Red Mills building, actually. Dear Town Clerk, enclosed herewith is a 30-day notice to the municipality. Part of the application for New York State liquor license. The above-mentioned applicant, Coffee Time, Inc., respectfully requests that you consider waiving this 30-day waiting period so that the application can be filed as soon as possible. If you have any questions or need additional information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Andrea O'Brien, Liquor License Consultant. So Andrea O'Brien, New York State ABC Law Consulting Group, on behalf of Coffee Time, Inc., is requesting a 30-day waiver of a 30-day notice for the municipality, Town of Carmel, for the premise located known as Coffee Time, Inc. Hasn't opened yet, but they will be opening, and they're asking for this waiver. This is something that we do as normal practice. We've gotten these requests many, many times over the years, and this is just part of the procedure that has to be followed in order for that 30-day waiver to be awarded. So, Town Board, do you have any questions about this application?
No.
You know where this is? It's in the old Red Mills property building. I think it's where was it Allstate was? The Allstate Insurance Office.
Next to
on
where
6N.
Allstate was, yeah.
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 I'm fine with
They
that. I
wanna
was
open
just
a coffee liquor
confused
bar.
about a few things, but I'll talk to Mike about it.
There's no liquor.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
There's a few things.
I think it's Sabuka in coffee.
But,
Okay,
yeah.
yep. All right. Yeah, I don't know,
But Greg
Suzie, that,
told me I'm here just for the waiver,
that's a good
not for the
question.
application.
they have indicated patio or deck.
Well, it's that front walk.
Is
It's the
it?
little
Is
front
that what
wall.
that is?
I
All
would
right.
assume so. I mean, like they do have that porch, I guess, if you call it.
It's like a little,
It's,
Well, that falls, that's next door.
Yeah.
I mean, do they have to go next door?
And maybe upstairs for an outdoor dining type permit as well, even if they don't need a site
I
plan.
mean, we're just waiving the waiting time.
the waiting time, yeah.
just
The rest
within
is
the
all up
wait
to the
time.
building department.
So we'll talk to Mike.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Any further questions or comments?
No,
Okay.
this good.
All right, number 3, Ann Pasquarello, confidential secretary, assistant to the town board. Consider request to attend the seminar, September 18th, 2018. This is at no charge, and you have a memo here from Ann. I am requesting authorization to attend the Supervisory 101 training sponsored by the Employee Assistance
Hold on,
Program,
second floor.
EAP, on Tuesday, September 18th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There is no charge for this seminar. So if you turn over Ann's memo, it speaks a little bit about the seminar topic, supervisory and leadership styles, developing effective interpersonnel communications, how and when to respond to challenging situations in the workplace, conflict resolution, dealing with effectivity with negatively, effective time management. Maybe I should go to this too. Providing feedback,
Second that?
And
I'm not saying anything either.
EAP.
Ann's
super-
going,
Ann,
already.
Ann, you want me to go with you?
You guys can carpool?
Yeah, we'll carpool together, EAP and supervisory. All right, so include Supervisor Schmidt. Can we include Supervisor Schmidt to attend this training also? I think,
Andy's not buying you lunch, you buy Andy lunch.
I think it would be beneficial if the supervisor attended also, and I'll buy lunch. All right,
That's fine.
thanks, Ann. We'll go together. All right.
Thanks, Ann.
Any I actually said that before one of you four were going to say it. So I saved myself by saying it first before one of you guys chimed in and said, oh, maybe you should go to this too, Kenny. You know, it sounds like a good training for you. I don't know, after 11 years, maybe I do need more training. I don't know. All right, so next one is Councilwoman Susie McDonough. Discussion to consider enactment or moratorium temporarily prohibiting vapor and vaping smoke shops in the town of Carmel. Susie, you want to take this?
Yeah, Kenny, just real quick, I've been getting quite a few emails and phone calls from residents that they've been noticing more and more of the vape shops are opening up in the town of Carmel. I believe we're up to 5. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 5. So, you know, I spoke with them, and since we're going to be redoing the master plan and the codes and all, I thought if we could possibly put on a temporarily moratorium on them. I did, you know, a little bit of research on it, and I'm not going to go into detail, but the vaping, people using the electronic cigarettes and all has increased 900% from 2011 to 2015. So I'm not trying to impose on anybody's rights, you know, to smoke or not and smoke, but I do think it's imperative that, you know, in the town of Carmel, we send the right message to the children here. And sometimes there's just too much, you know, of them popping up. And again, I pretty much always try to get back to the residents, and this was something that was a great concern. And if you guys would, you know, enact a temporary prohibiting until we do more research on it, and of course, get input from the public as well, that would be fine. But that's what I'm asking for tonight, and then again next week.
I'm in total agreement with you. I think we should.
Okay.
You know, four vaping shops or smoke shops, whatever they're called, in
Yeah.
town, 5 maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I think we're past that
it's
number
too much,
now.
yeah.
I think we're at 5 just from
think we're at
52 down 6 in the Hamlet of Carmel, never mind what we have over in
Yeah.
Mahopac.
Yeah, so,
I do have a question in regards to the length, and Greg, maybe you can answer this. What is the length of time that we could do for a temporary moratorium?
The moratorium itself is done by enactment of a local law subsequent to conducting a public hearing. There's not a hard and fast time. My recommendation is that you don't do it past a 6-month period for any new applications, okay? If there's a pending application, which to my understanding, after Councilwoman McDonough brought this up, there are none, either in the building department or before the planning board. But I would recommend 6 months. You can extend it if need be. I'm assuming this is going to dovetail somehow with your effort to update your master plan. and the like. But just arbitrarily doing it for a year or 2 years, I wouldn't do. I would do it 6-month period. Last time we had a situation like this was with the outdoor wood burners.
Yes.
And it actually was for 1 or 2 renewals, but there were 6-month intervals. And I think that's the safest thing from the town board's perspective for anybody who is looking to do it, and anybody who would seek to challenge it. That's a safe number. And you need to make findings as to why you're doing it and why you think it's in the best interest of the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the town of Carmel to enact it, at least temporarily, until you can assess the impacts and your planning goals.
Yeah, so I'm fine with this 6 months.
Yeah, and just so it's clear to the public, this doesn't affect any existing businesses that are
Correct.
open, that are currently open and operating. It's not affecting those locations, those businesses.
It's any
for
new ones.
new businesses going forward that are considering opening a shop
Or
similar
the
to that. Vaping
smoke
and,
shops, yeah.
right. So it's going forward, any new businesses. So the ones that are existing, this doesn't affect you.
Right, and by all means, I'd like to hear the pros and cons, so everybody has my email address. Send it to the board as well, because it's not just me, it's the entire board. And we'll have a public hearing, you said, eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll have to before enacting it. I don't know if the board wants me to come up with some draft of the local law proposed for you to look at. It's not something you would act on next week. You'll have to set a public hearing once you agree on the language of the local law. And that is, there's no specific use for those shops. They fall under general retail. So the moratorium would be the prohibition of these types of shops as a permitted retail use for this period of time.
Okay.
And you said that could just be extended.
Within reason, yeah, sure. And once you're at your expiration, you can move to extend it. And again, it's another local law. You're just going to extend it out.
But we can set the moratorium next week, though. We can vote on the 6-month moratorium,
You need,
temporary.
I need to have a draft of a local law
Have
for
to have
you.
the draft of the
And then
local law
you
first.
need to
Okay.
then set a public hearing for the agreed upon, at least a preliminarily agreed upon version of the law.
Okay,
Again, the public hearing is going to be, you're looking at September no matter how you cut it, because next week's August 15th, and even
Yeah.
if you agree on the law, you set the public hearing. it's gonna be
Basically going to
sometime.
hold you over until we get the zoning code revised.
Yep, exactly, yeah.
okay.
All right. So Greg, you'll draft that
I will.
local law? All right, thank you.
I'll
All right.
send you
And
some
Susie, you
info.
have some
I'll
information?
send him some info.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's delicious.
all right. Thank you, Susie. So that concludes the agenda items. It was a short meeting this evening for our work session. So I'm going to open up the floor to any public comment on the work session items that we just covered this evening. Come on up at this time. Okay, there being none, is there anyone here for the open forum, new business portion of the meeting where you could discuss any town-related matters with the town board? Just need to be a property owner, business owner, or taxpayer in the town of Carmel for this portion of the meeting. Okay, there being none, I just have one quick announcement. This is regarding the Sunset Concert Series, Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. at the Mahopac Chamber Park, Route 6 and 6N. And this is revised as of August 8th, 2018. So as of, today is the 8th, right?
Yep.
Okay, as of today, August 9th, Joel Zelnick Jazz Trio and Holly Ross, Tony Bennett, Bill Evans, the Legendary Recordings. So that's August 9th, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. at the Chamber Park for those bands. August 16th, Stone Hill Band will be playing. That's soul, funk, and Motown. And August 30th, the California Dreaming Band will be there to sound of Southern California in the 60s and 70s. So this is the revised concert series agenda. All right. August 9th is the Bennett and Bill Evans Legendary Recordings, the 16th Stone Hill Band, the 30th California Dreamin', 60s and 70s California music. All concerts are free, and bring your blanket or chair, sponsored by Tompkins Mahopac Bank. Okay, that's all the announcements I have. Anybody else have anything? John? Susie?
No.
Mike? No. Okay, we do have executive session this evening. So we have 2 items. Police Chief Mike Kazari to discuss a personnel matter, and Councilman Schneider and the full board will be, it's a contractual discussion regarding Carmel Water 2 study and electronic water meters, a contract with the a vendor for the electric water meters. All right, so I need a motion to go into executive session. So moved by Councilwoman McDonough.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor? Aye. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week for a town board voting meeting.